Hello, I'm Henry Catchpole, Features Editor for Evo, and this is Dean Smith. You normally don't see him because he's on the other side of the camera. He's Evo's staff photographer, taking all the lovely images that you see spread across the magazine. We've dragged him in front of the camera today because we were going to have a chat about our trip to Brazil this time last year. And it is very much, these trips work on the basis that obviously I do the driving, he does the photography, but we're both in a car together sometimes for nearly a week, which is quite stressful for me, obviously. But it sort of helps having somebody else here because we each remember various things about the trip that the other's probably forgotten. So yeah, we'll try and remember what happened a year ago in Brazil. So we started out in Sao Paulo and went to the World Endurance Car Championship race there, which was great fun except for the fact that we're obviously out there with Audi, and Audi lost.
Yeah. They weren't expecting to lose, were they?
No, they weren't really. That wasn't in the script. We couldn't have we wouldn't have had a hope going to Brazil on our own. So we had this chap called Lothar, who was brilliant, and we couldn't have done it without him, but he was absolutely insane, basically, when he got behind the wheel of a car. Mad. Yeah. Completely mad. And we followed him all the way. It was about 500 miles to the road we were going to, and he took us the scenic way, I think, to start with, and it meant following him. He was driving an Audi S5 Cabriolet, that's also right, yeah, in white, so we looked proper pimp as a convoy. Yeah, it was good. Journey down was interesting.
Yeah, Lothar's brilliant shortcut.
Lothar's shortcut, yeah, which involved. He said it was fine because we would have had to go a very long way round to get to the road, and it would have been a nightmare apparently. So we would go down this bit, and there was a bit of the road that hadn't quite been finished, but it was probably just road work, so it would be fine. It was about sort of a good 20 miles of dirt road, basically. Massive potholes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, because it really cool with the sort of dust behind us and stuff.
Yeah, the Rooster Trail.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought about rallying an awful lot of stuff, but an Audi R8 Spider wasn't one of them. And it was good fun, but just completely random. And I say there were potholes that would have swallowed the car whole, and coaches coming the other way, and dumper trucks from the, sort of the mine that we went past and stuff. So that was a great shortcut. Then we got to the road, and it was all worth it. Absolutely incredible. The surface was quite rough, but there wasn't that much traffic around. No, it was all that numbers of cars. There were a few trucks. And it was just absolutely incredible out of nowhere. It sort of rose up through this valley, and it was so lush as well. It was all green and like bamboo plants. And
yeah, rainforesty almost, wasn't it?
Yeah. The car was really, really good as well, actually, which I hadn't sort of expected. It was the old automated manual R8.
R8, yeah.
Which is not great, basically, but it was actually all right on that bit of road, and it was quite soft, the R8 as well, so you had to sort of work out how to drive it, which meant basically chucking it in with not too much speed and then just getting on the throttle really early and driving it like a rear-wheel drive car, which was good fun, but there were quite big drops as well.
Really big drops. Which
you knew more about because you had to stand over the other side to take photographs.
Yes.
And the other highlight of the road was the raccoons.
Oh my God, the raccoons. Amazing.
Highlight of your trip?
Oh yeah, easily, yeah.
Hey. Now look what you've done.
Yeah, the raccoons were right up at the top of the road, basically, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they were so cool. They were like sort of combination of badgers and rats, basically, weren't they?
Yeah.
with a bit of cat thrown in, and a bit of meerkat as well, sort of, because they were quite fun. They were completely fearless. But if you had food, then
Oh, that was it, wasn't it?
it was basically, it's a bit like Dean. If you've got food, then you're fine. But at least having been there, we knew that there were tons of these raccoons, or coatis, I think now, which is a type of raccoon, up there. Because then we went back to the hotel, which was right up the top of this road. Quite cool actually, wasn't it? Down on the dirt track.
Great, yeah.
And then went out again at night, because the amazing thing about this bit of road, which probably made it worth going all the way to Brazil for, was the fact that at night it is street lit. And you don't really notice it in the day for some reason, do you? If you start looking for it, once you know they're there, and you see all the street lamps, generally sort of dents in them from where the lorries have been putting them, to avoid some oncoming barrier for lorries. And yeah, we went back out at night, and it was obviously pitch black right up the top, and you just walk out to the lookout point, and you just see this kind of river of silver light going down the side of the valley, and it just is one of the most amazing things I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
And the car sounded even better at night as well.
Oh,
just that sort of that whole thing of cold air, darkness, other senses being heightened. It was just absolutely brilliant. Still quite a few lorries at night, which is quite nerve-wracking. And there was the odd bit that was still sort of out, as it were. So there were various dark patches, but it was a properly amazing thing to see. So.
Yeah, no, it was magic.
And we went to see Ayrton Senna's grave as well.
Oh yes,
Senna's grave was amazing, because again, that was sort of, it was almost like a bit of that sort of quiet we had on the road, sort of moved to Sao Paulo, because it was just, there was sort of, all the traffic and everything from the city around us, and you could just see this little path that had been worn through the grass where other people had made the pilgrimage to his grave, and it was exactly like all the other ones around. The only thing distinguishing it is what people had put there. It's probably in my top 3 trips I think I've ever done for Evo.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Perhaps it wasn't. Perhaps it was only top 10. I mean,
yeah,
you don't get convinced. But we quite enjoyed the trip anyway. It was quite nice.
Feeling endangered.
The road was very cool.
Yeah, the road was amazing. The road was amazing, and the raccoons were brilliant. So that made it for me.
Yeah, so there we go. So hopefully you've seen a bit of what we saw out in Brazil, and it will inspire you to go and find your own raccoon.